So there are a lot of these little solar robot kits available in charity shops at the moment, and I've noticed that they're really quite cute, but ultimately they don't work. There's not enough sun, and they're always a bit of a disappointment. So this is how you can modify one such that it will work using a supercapacitor. Here is the circuit diagram of the modification. So you can see we've got the supercapacitor here, the solar cell here, and the motor, and we're going to add a switch. So at the moment we've got the supercapacitor's negative and the negative of the solar cell both connected to the motor, but the positive of the capacitor and the positive of the solar cell go to either side of a switch. The center terminal of the switch can be switched from either this side or this side, so effectively we can connect the motor either to the supercapacitor or the solar cell, and that's all we're going to do. We're just going to make it such that we can have the solar cell or the capacitor connected to the motor. So what you need to do is cut the wires that go from the solar cell to the motor, and instead route the solar cell wires to the supercapacitor on one side of the switch, and route the motor wires to the center of the switch and the other side of the supercapacitor. And then the positive side of the supercapacitor goes to the other side of the switch. In order to charge the supercapacitor, you will need a little power pack that you can get from a pound store set of lights, and cut it off the lights, connect a crocodile clip to each of the ends, making sure that you get the polarity right, so a red one for the positive and a black one for the negative, and then you just simply clip those to the supercapacitor, making sure you get the polarity right. Leave it on there for about 20 seconds. So there you have it. It's important to stress that obviously while you're charging up your supercapacitor, you need to have the switch in the solar cell setting such that the capacitor isn't actually trying to drive the motor as you charge it up. And you really don't need to connect the battery across the capacitor for more than about 20 seconds, certainly no longer than 30 seconds. Be very careful with your battery pack not to short the two crocodile clips together, because things can get a bit warm and hot if you do that. So just be careful with your battery pack. Maybe make one of the wires longer than the other so it's a bit harder to accidentally short them out. Have fun.